Is your English speaking stuck in a rut? Do you understand more than you can say and wish you could speak with more confidence and natural flow? What if I told you there's a simple, yet incredibly powerful technique that can transform your spoken English, even if you're just starting your journey? Stay with me, because today we're unlocking the secret to sounding more natural, more confident, and more fluent, one echo at a time. Welcome to English Journey, the place where we help you grow personally while mastering English. I'm Celine, and I'm so excited to share today's episode with you. We release new videos every day to help English learners like you improve your English and truly change your life. If you're ready to unlock your speaking potential, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more empowering lessons. Stick around until the end, because I'll be sharing some key takeaways and a quick quiz to test your new knowledge. The echo in your English, unveiling the shadowing technique. Have you ever wondered how some English learners seem to effortlessly pick up the rhythm and melody of the language? It's not magic. It's a technique that has been used by language learners for years, and it's called shadowing. What exactly is shadowing? Think of shadowing as becoming an echo. You listen to someone speaking English, and then you immediately try to copy what they say, almost at the same time. It's not about pausing and repeating after them, but rather speaking along with them, trying to match their speech patterns, intonation, and pronunciation. Some people call it the listen and repeat method, and while similar, shadowing emphasizes that immediate, almost simultaneous repetition. Why shadowing is a game changer for your English. 1. Building muscle memory for English sounds. Imagine trying to learn a new dance move without actually moving your body. It would be impossible, right? The same applies to speaking English. Your native language has certain sounds, and English has others, some of which might not exist in your own language. This means you need to train your mouth, lips, and tongue to move in new ways to produce these sounds correctly. Shadowing is the perfect workout for these English muscles. The more you practice, the easier and more natural these new movements become. Even if you speak slowly, that's okay. Even if you make mistakes, that's even better, because mistakes mean you're learning. Let me share a real-life example. I once had a student named Kenji from Japan. In Japanese, many sounds are pronounced with a very flat intonation, and certain English sounds, like the th sound, simply don't exist. Kenji struggled to pronounce words like think and through naturally. We started incorporating daily shadowing practice, just 10 minutes a day, using short English dialogues. At first, Kenji would get frustrated, saying his mouth felt weird. But as he consistently shadowed, copying the subtle movements of the speaker's tongue and lips, something incredible happened. After about 3 weeks, his th sounds became noticeably clearer, and his intonation started to rise and fall more naturally, just like a native speaker. He was literally retraining his mouth muscles. 2. Mastering English stress and rhythm. English is a stress-based language, meaning certain sounds within a word or words within a sentence are emphasized. This isn't common in all languages, and even other stress-based languages do it differently. Learning these stress patterns can be incredibly difficult through rules alone. It's not like grammar or vocabulary. The only truly effective way to master it is through extensive listening and consistent practice. When you shadow, you are actively mimicking the natural rhythm and music of English sentences. Over time, you'll intuitively understand how to stress words and sentences like a native speaker, simply because you're practicing making those exact sounds. Don't worry about the accent too much. Focus on the rhythm, the stress, the music of the sentence. Consider Maria from Brazil. Portuguese is a rhythm-based language, but the stress patterns in English were very challenging for her. She'd often place emphasis on the wrong syllables, making her speech sound a bit robotic. We used shadowing with podcasts that had transcripts. Maria would listen to how the speaker naturally emphasized certain words in a sentence, the most important or surprising information, and then try to echo that same emphasis. For example, in the sentence, "The other night, Will and I were sitting down to dinner when we heard a thump above our heads," she learned to stress thump because it conveyed the most important information. By consciously mimicking these stress points, Maria's speech became much more dynamic and understandable. She wasn't just saying the words, she was saying them with the correct feeling. 3. Reducing your natural accent, if you want to. Let me be clear, having a natural accent is not a bad thing at all. Your accent is a part of who you are, and it shows your unique journey. However, if your accent is very strong, it can sometimes make it harder for others to understand you. When you consistently copy a native English speaker's pronunciation through shadowing, you naturally start to incorporate those sounds and speech patterns into your own speaking. This can lead to a reduction in the prominence of your original accent, making your speech clearer and easier for a wider audience to understand. It's about gaining clarity, not losing your identity. I remember a student named Dmitry from Russia who had a very strong R sound that made some English words difficult to distinguish for native speakers. He wanted to maintain his identity, but also wanted to be clearly understood in professional settings. We focused on shadowing exercises with speakers who had clear, soft R sounds. Dmitry would spend time specifically trying to copy the quality of the R sound, not just the word. He used recordings of himself shadowing and compared them to the original audio, meticulously listening for the subtle differences. Over a few months, his R sound softened considerably, making his English much clearer and his professional interactions more effective. He still had his unique voice, but now it was easier for everyone to understand. 4. Developing intuition and deeper understanding. Shadowing helps you develop intuition about English. This means understanding things on a deeper level, not just logically, but feeling the rhythm of words and sounds in your body. There are aspects of language, like the subtle shifts in intonation, that are hard to explain with rules, but you can feel them when you imitate. It's like singing along to a melody. You tap into layers of language that go beyond just words. This also helps you notice things like melody, intonation, and rhythm, which are crucial for effective communication and expressing your feelings and attitude. Take the example of Lena from Germany. She was excellent at grammar and vocabulary, but struggled with the natural flow and rhythm of casual English conversation. When native speakers would use informal contractions like gonna or wanna, she would pause, trying to mentally convert them back to their full forms. Through shadowing, she started to simply copy these natural reductions and connected speech patterns. By imitating these sounds without overthinking the grammar, she developed an intuitive understanding of how native speakers actually talk. Her conversations became smoother, more natural, and she felt less mentally exhausted. 5. Efficient practice anytime, anywhere. One of the biggest advantages of shadowing is its flexibility. You can do it on the go, while driving, doing dishes, or walking your dog. This transforms everyday situations into valuable practice opportunities, making your learning incredibly efficient. 5 minutes a day is better than 1 hour once a week. Consider Ahmed, a busy accountant from Egypt. His schedule was packed, and finding dedicated study time was nearly impossible. He started shadowing during his daily commute on the train, using short news clips on his phone. He couldn't always speak out loud on the crowded train, but he would silently mouth the words, focusing on the intonation and rhythm. When he was home washing dishes, he would put on an English podcast and actively shadow out loud. This seemingly small amount of stolen time added up. Over time, he found that his comprehension improved, and he felt more prepared to speak, even when he hadn't had a chance for a formal speaking session. He optimized his time, leveraging every spare moment into a practice opportunity. So, are you ready to stop just listening and start speaking? This is where your journey to confident English truly begins. But before we dive into how to shadow effectively, let's talk about the biggest mistake most English learners make with this powerful technique and how you can avoid it. The biggest mistake and how to avoid it. Many learners approach shadowing as a simple copy-paste exercise, like becoming a parrot. While repetition is key, the biggest mistake you can make is not setting an intention as to what you are trying to improve or pay attention to. Your brain constantly filters information. If you're just repeating on autopilot, you're missing out on a lot of valuable details. You might not be noticing key sounds or those important intonation shifts that could benefit your speech. You might be too focused on getting the words right or thinking about vocabulary and lose sight of the subtle nuances. The solution? Always set an intention. Before you start shadowing, ask yourself, what specifically am I trying to improve today? 1. Are you working on specific vowel sounds? Then, as you listen, actively try to detect every time the speaker uses these sounds. When you're mindful of it, you're more likely to notice it and then more likely to produce it correctly yourself. This conscious effort helps rewire your brain and break old pronunciation habits. 2. Do you want to vary your intonation patterns? Pay attention to how the speaker ends their sentences. Does their voice go up or down? Notice the stressed words. Are they prolonged, or does the speaker raise their pitch? Then, try to imitate just that. 3. Perhaps you're focusing on connected speech or reductions. Listen for how words flow together naturally, how sounds change or disappear. Setting an intention is like having a magnifying glass for your learning. It allows you to focus on specific elements, making your practice significantly more effective and leading to lasting change. How to get started with shadowing. Ready to put this into practice? Getting started with shadowing is surprisingly simple. All you need is 1. A quiet space where you can speak aloud. 2. A bit of free time. 3. Some audio for shadowing practice. What audio should you use? The answer is simple: anything you like. Choose material that genuinely interests you because enjoyment fuels consistency. Some great options include 1. TV shows or movies. 2. Radio or podcasts. 3. Music. 4. Audiobooks. 5. YouTube videos. The key is to find material that has a transcript or subtitles. While not essential, it's incredibly helpful. If you can, choose a person whose voice you like and even love. This reduces resistance and makes practice more enjoyable and effective. The 3-step shadowing process. Once you have your audio, follow these simple steps. Step 1. Listen and read, without stopping. Play your chosen audio and read the transcript or subtitles at the same time. Listen to the entire segment without pausing. Don't worry about understanding every single word. The goal here is to get a feel for the audio you'll be copying. This is your warm-up, helping you familiarize yourself with the sounds and flow. Step 2. Listen, pause, and repeat with intention. Now listen to the audio again, but this time, pause at the end of each sentence or a short chunk. Then, Try to repeat the sounds you just heard. Practice each sentence or chunk 3 to 5 times before moving on to the next one. This is where your intention comes into play. Actively pay attention to the specific sounds, stress patterns, or intonation you decided to focus on. You can even slow down the pace of the audio to 75% or even half speed to give yourself more time to process and imitate. Most podcast and YouTube players have this option in their settings. Step 3. Dive deeper, optional, but highly recommended. To truly optimize your practice, consider these advanced tips. 1. Work with the script. If you have the transcript, put it into a Google document. You can highlight stressed words, underline challenging sounds, or divide sentences into thought groups. This visual aid helps you focus your attention. 2. Record yourself. Play the audio, pause, repeat, and record your own voice. Then, listen back to your recording and compare it to the original. This might feel a bit strange at first, but hearing yourself from an outside perspective allows you to notice differences you wouldn't otherwise. It's an incredibly powerful way to identify areas for improvement. You've learned the what and the why of shadowing, and now you have the tools to start. But what if you feel awkward or embarrassed at first? Don't let that stop you. Remember, every mistake is a step forward. Stay with me, because we're about to supercharge your motivation. Overcoming challenges. Consistency is your superpower. It's completely normal for shadowing to feel a bit weird at first. Speaking out loud can feel strange, especially if you're not used to it. But remember, it's not about being perfect from day one. It's about getting used to the feeling of speaking English with your own voice, mouth, and breath. Even if you speak slowly, that's okay. And if you make mistakes, that's even better because mistakes mean you're learning. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Remember this. It's not how much you study, it's how often. 5 minutes a day of focused shadowing is more effective than 1 hour once a week. Start small, but be consistent. You're here now, and that's what matters. You're already winning. You're showing up, putting in the work, and that's how progress happens. Every mistake helps you learn something new. Your English will get better with every word you say. Even small practice makes a big difference. You are patient with yourself and your progress. This is just the beginning of your English success. If you ever feel stuck or unsure, come back to this video and practice again. Every time you repeat, you get just a little stronger. You can do this. Recap: your path to fluent English speaking. Let's quickly recap the powerful takeaways from today's lesson. 1. What is shadowing? It's immediately copying what you hear in English, focusing on matching sounds, rhythm, and intonation. 2. Why is it good? It builds muscle memory for English sounds, helps you master stress and rhythm, can reduce a strong accent, develops intuition, and is an incredibly efficient practice method. 3. The biggest mistake to avoid. Not setting an intention. Always know what specific sounds, intonation patterns, or connected speech features you're focusing on. 4. How to do it. Step 1. Listen to the audio and read the transcript without stopping. Step 2. Listen again, pause, and repeat each sentence or chunk 3 to 5 times, focusing on your intention. Step 3. Optional but recommended. Work with the script, slow down the audio, and record yourself to compare your speech with the original. 5. Key mindset. Consistency over quantity. Even a few minutes of daily, intentional practice makes a huge difference. Mistakes are not failures, they are learning opportunities. Let's reinforce your learning. All right, time for a quick quiz to see what you've learned today. Answer these questions in the comments below. Question 1. What is the core idea behind the shadowing technique? Question 2. Name one benefit of shadowing for improving your English speaking. Question 3. What is the biggest mistake English learners often make when shadowing? Question 4. How can setting an intention improve your shadowing practice? Question 5. What kind of audio material can you use for shadowing practice? Don't be shy, share your answers in the comments. It's a great way to reinforce what you've learned and connect with other learners on their English journey. And if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to English Journey for more lessons designed to help you grow personally and master English. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your dedication to improving your English is truly inspiring. Remember, every time you speak, every time you try, you are making incredible progress. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and know that I'm incredibly proud of you. You can do this. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.